Chapter 10. Betrayal Among Shadows. As the days turned into nights, the atmosphere within the camp grew increasingly tense. The laborers and guards, already on edge from the mysterious vanishing, now found themselves plagued by paranoia and suspicion. Whispers of betrayal began to circulate, and mistrust festered among the ranks. Some accused others of tampering with the obelisk, their fear driving them to wild accusations and desperate acts. Ankhmiz, though determined to uncover the truth about the obelisk, found himself struggling to maintain order within the camp. The tension was palpable, and it was clear that the group was on the brink of collapse, desperate to uncover the source of the betrayal. Ankhmiz decided to investigate.
Okay. How about now? Cool. How about that? All right, we're going to go officially live at a little less than 3 minutos. Big howdy from Clint. Big howdy to Clint down in Texas. Did you guys get much ice or snow down there? David and Kyushu, greetings. Ptolemychus up in Pennsylvania. I bet they got some snow this time of year. Bob in perpetual snowfall. Neil Morgan. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Howdy, William Schmidt-Matson. Howdy, Carl Floyd. Where you at? Are you up in Kansas? You're not by any chance any relation to Tom Floyd, are you? Got Vern Jeske on here. Vern's playing this week. We got a little 2 weeks ago. Clint. No, just a lot of cold. Okay. Adios, gringo! Howdy, y'all. Howdy, y'all. A few inches of snow. Little overall. Adam in Utah. Adam. Kevin. Very nice. Thank you guys so much. We're going to go officially live at a little less than 2 minutos. I got a package here. Oh! That was broadcasting black, as we used to say in the studio. So, I got a package from beautiful Japan. I got a package from beautiful Japan that we're going to open tonight. This will be an official unboxing this evening. Gardner, Kansas. Very cool. How far is that from the Oklahoma border? Gardner, Kansas. No relations. Well, boys and girls, if you don't know Tom Floyd if you don't know Tom Floyd and you don't know his work done for Captain Spectre, Captain Spectre was, Tom Floyd's work was kind of one of the early inspirations for Pulp Alley. I really wish that we could do more tie-ins with him, and maybe we'll try to when we get around to doing like the reboot of Vice Alley or something like that. I'd really like to see if we could work Captain Spectre into Pulp Alley in some sort of sense. But if you don't know who Captain Spectre is, it's definitely worth your time checking it out. I think it's free to look at. Support Tom if you can. I don't know that he's doing a whole lot of work anymore. He's a great guy. You ought to check out what he does. Tell him that Dave sent you. Melbourne, Australia. I think you might get the award for the furthest away this evening. Howdy from Tennessee. Very nice. Not sure if I know Tom Floyd. I meet a lot of people. I can't remember names. Yeah. Tom Floyd, Great guy. He's up there in Kansas somewhere. I don't remember exactly where. Somewhere across the border. Let's open a box. Have we started? It's 8 o'clock. That means I'm supposed to say something along the lines of, hey everybody, this is Dave here at Pulp Alley, and I am not with the world's most dangerous Bessy tonight. Unfortunately, she has a dentist appointment in the morning. So somebody was asking, why is her dentist so far away? Well, you know, when you live on Perilous Island, Oklahoma, you have to drive to get anywhere, which isn't exactly true. But a lot of people don't know that Bessy and, of course, our children are all, like, actual members of the Cherokee tribe here. So she gets, you know, some benefits from being part of the Cherokee tribe. You know, a lot of people say, well, yeah, I'm part Indian, you know, and things like that. Well, yeah, especially in Oklahoma, you hear that a lot, but that's not something that they say lightly. She's an actual tribal member. And so are the children. Both of our children are members of the tribe. I, however, am not a card-carrying member. It's very interesting if you look up, you know, how you can become a member of the Cherokee tribe. It's really interesting. I'm not going to go into all that. But anyway, I wanted to show you this beautiful box and this beautiful stamp. You know, I love getting boxes and packages from around the world just because, you know, I feel like in another life, maybe I would have been a stamp collector or something. But I just love these beautiful old stamps. Look at this. You know, and it's, you know, forgive me if you don't find it as tantalizing as I do, but I just think they're pretty. Anywho, so I got this box. I'm gonna open up from our friend and yours. I don't know that I want to tear that part up. Maybe I should cut that part off. Oh, excuse me. Oh my goodness. So that's why Bessy has to go to her dentist that is over in Tahlequah, over in Cherokee tribal area. Well, that's really cool. No lithium battery, no glue, no gas, it says on there. So it says no lithium battery, stamped. No lithium battery, no glue, no gas. We shall find out. Oh, I wasn't even on the right camera. There it is. No lithium battery, no glue, no gas. We'll find out, sir. We shall find out. We shall find out if there's glue and gas in here and a lithium battery. So, supposedly, our shipping woes, you know, I told you guys that we went like 10 years of doing international shipping, and I think we only had like one package ever returned from international shipping. And then over the last month, we had 5. Actually 6. We had 6 packages returned that were being sent either to Canada or to the UK. So, and it was just like, what the heck is going on? So, supposedly, it's fixed. So, I sent off more packages, and I think I'm still waiting to find out whether or not they actually make it through. So, let's just see what David in Kyushu. So if this is an explosive device, you'll all know what happened. Oh, look at this. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Is that freaking awesome or what? Oh my gosh. How adorable is this? I almost feel bad opening it. I don't think this is even too beautiful to open. I don't even want to open this. I'm going to just keep this sealed, and I don't think I can ever open this. Oh wait. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, well I can go ahead and open it then. Let's see what else is in here. So David in Kyushu has been working on some very interesting figures, and I think you guys are going to like them a lot. We're hoping to include them with the Kickstarter that we do for Tomb of the Serpent. So he's working on some very interesting figures, kind of an eclectic assortment of figures, but I think it's really cool. So let's check these out. Oh, I'm still on my this camera. Let's get a different camera going here. So, you know, I'm not saying that everybody should send us something, but send us something. So look at this. How awesome is this? So these are the student nurses, Okinawan student nurse assistant. So this is based on a historical, you know, group of students who were helping during the war to take care of casualties and things like that. So they were student nurses. Over here on this side, during the Battle of Okinawa, over 500 students, blah, 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 blah. So really, really cool. Really neat. So he's had this artist do some art for it, and then he had some figures painted up, or cast, some sculpted and cast. So this is really freaking exciting, and he's going to make these available. I think if you guys kind of keep up, and he's calling it, Dave, type in there what you're calling your miniature company, because you've got a name for it, which isn't just David from Kyushu. So really cool looking figures. Look at that. Look at that. So they are a little on the slight side, but they are student nurses from, you know, Japan. So they're not going to be big, beefy characters by any stretch of the imagination. So really cool. Look at the detail on that face there. That's really nice. And you have 4 different nurses there. And so what we're going to probably try to do with these is we'd like to include them in the Tomb of the Serpent campaign, and we're going to say that they are studying abroad. So they are studying in possibly Egypt, or that, you know, they could have come into the campaign at one of the chapter 1 scenarios or something like that as well. So really neat, really neat. So we're hoping to include those. Let's see. Now, those look different from what I remembered. So these were actually the student nurses here, I think. Yeah. These. So I got 2 packs here. So this is actually the 4 student nurses here. So there's 4 of these young ladies here. This one has some cool little glasses on there. They have their canteen with them. They have their medical bag there. They also, all of them have these cool backpacks on with their medical supplies in there. So really cool, totally based on an actual, you know, group of young ladies that were trying to help injured people. So awesome. I like these. I'm really happy with these. These are cool. Let's just kind of compare them on size. I want to get like a, here's Mac. So she's definitely slight. You know, she's these are young ladies that were helping out during the war. So not as big as old Mac O'Reilly there. You can see that there's, you know, a size difference there, and I think that's perfectly appropriate. How cool is that? How cool is that? So really excited to support Dave on this interesting little endeavor that he has going here, doing some figures that are interesting to him. You know, that's kind of how Pulp Alley started off. You know, we wanted to do this game and we wanted to do these figures because we wanted to play with them. We wanted, you know, it was kind of selfish to start off with. Should I open this one? I think, this is so pretty. Okay, all right. We'll open it from the bottom so I can pretend that I don't want to cause any damage to it. Okay, let's see what this is. So this came all the way from Japan. So a big thank you to David and Kyushu. Bessy's not with us tonight. She's in. She did make it to Tahlequah. Is she on here? I'm not sure. That's a heck of a drive over there. Um, so she said she was gonna try and join tonight if she could, but she's got a really early morning tomorrow. Mac is 6'2". Okay, I had no idea. They were 4'9" and 90 pounds at best. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Ah. Oh, I'm gonna just end up tearing it up. Oh well. Okay, let's see what we have here. Oh, look how beautiful this is. Senpai. All right, let's find out what's in here. Let's see what this is. This is so pretty. So pretty. Oh my goodness. What? I still don't know what it is. Oh, is it cookies? Is it cookies? Look at that. Is that a cookie? Oh, yeah, I see. Okay. Well, that makes sense. All right then. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. So yeah, it's a cookie since 1951. How interesting. I'm gonna have to open one of these right now. This is adorable. Yeah, little. What would you call these? Would you call them biscuits? Would you call them cookies? I don't know. But I'm gonna eat it. I hope it's not super spicy. So send me something so I can eat it on air. So I wanted to talk to you about a scenario that I've been thinking about doing. And this is maybe for the Scenario of the Month Club. So if you're not a member, if you haven't subscribed to join up yet, you ought to get subscribed to the Scenario of the Month. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's a cookie. I'm going to call it a cookie. Oh, it smells delicious too. Wonder what it says. And then you can see the little peanuts in there. So don't get these. Don't eat these if you have a peanut allergy. Bessy scolds me for eating. But I think that's yummy. Very good. So I want to do a dinosaur scenario. I'd like to do a dinosaur scenario. Writing says 99 islands. Islands are famous. They were in the opening of Last Samurai. How interesting. How can I order the figures? There you go. So, direct message David from Kyushu at Sakuragi Miniatures. And you can order them from Japan. I think we are going to have some cast here in the States. As a matter of fact, Dave and I have kind of been talking on and off about this little project. I've been trying to pointing him in the right direction as much as I can. So he's actually using the same miniatures casting company that we use here in the States. Is my understanding. I think is what we ended up going with. So that's pretty exciting. And they do really top quality work. So I think you can, when you get these, and these are beautifully sculpted. You know, you could see them there. I want to make sure everybody realizes that these are top quality miniatures. This is early casting. You know, you don't hardly see a mold line at all. I think if I put on my super super magnifying glasses, maybe I could spot some mold lines, but right now I don't. And there are these four. They're the four student nurses. Really cool. And then I don't know who these ladies are here. These may be just other nurses or something, perhaps. I'm not exactly sure. But Really cool. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Bessie and I have been talking about it, and we ran into a little bit of a problem with the bases. I don't know where he's getting his from. Eve model base. Okay, that's cool. Do these look smaller than 25? These don't look like 25s, do they? What size are these bases? They don't look as small as 20, but they don't look like 25s. That's interesting. Wonder what size are those? Dave, what size are those bases? Maybe they are 25. Maybe my eyes are just not Yeah, they are. They are 25. Yeah. 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 25. So there's just one of our bases there that we use, or pretty much interchangeable. There's the 20 millimeter bases. I actually prefer the 20 millimeter bases for a lot of reasons. I don't want to get into all of that. Oh, it wasn't even showing them. Anyway, they are the 25 millimeter bases. We ran into a problem where it was really hard for us to get the 20 millimeter bases. Nearly all of our miniatures are actually made to fit on a 20 millimeter base. And this is what we used to send with all of our figures, because they're so much easier to get into buildings, into vehicles, and all that sort of stuff when you don't have those big fat bases on the bottom of them. It's just kind of crazy. I prefer 20 millimeter bases when I can get them, but we ran into a big problem where we couldn't actually get 20 millimeter bases for a while, so I kind of gave up on the idea and just said, well, screw it. We don't use them anyway. Like, why do we even include them? I don't even know why. It just feels like it's an added expense on our side that doesn't... Do you guys use the bases? Do you guys use the 25 millimeter bases that come with our figures, or with this sort of figures, or do you use some other base? Fit on a toilet. Yes, they were made to fit on a toilet. Michael Bonker says he likes clear bases. So, what difference would it make if we just stopped including bases at all? No, I don't use the bases. I use the clear bases from you. Interesting. Thematic ones. Okay. Use anything that's free. Yeah. I use Canadian pennies. Yeah. See, like, why do we even include bases? It seems ridiculous. MDF basers. Huh. I don't know that I like that. I don't know. Do you like the MDF bases? Some company would provide bases, but at an extra cost. Interesting. Yeah, it's like it's reaching the point now that why are we still including bases? See, I used to use a lot of coins. I used to use pennies and nickels is what I would use. And Rizzo bases. So does anybody actually use these plastic bases? Does anybody? They're probably cheaper. I don't know. I don't know if they could be cheaper. These are relatively cheap to buy, but then you have to buy them sometimes, depending on who you get them from. If you want a decent price, you end up buying like 1,000 of them at a time, which isn't a big deal, but then there's the shipping and all that stuff. I don't know. It's just an added expense that maybe we could get away from doing. I love those cookies. Oh, those are tasty. Dinosaur scenario. I'm running out of time. I use the plastic base for painting, and then I put them on something else. I do on some miniatures. Good. I make my own Inviso bases. Yay, Clint! Yay! Hey, I'm fairly sure that I completely removed the Inviso bases from the store. I'm fairly sure that I removed them from the store. And basically, it reached the point that I didn't like having to charge more. They're kind of a pain in the butt for me to make them because I have to, it's almost like manual labor. I just reached the point that I felt, I could charge, $10 for a pack of minute bases, but I don't want to do that. This is, it's really super easy just to make your own. And then you go, well, it's easier to make Dave. But I'm fairly sure I discontinued. If I haven't yet, at least we were talking about stopping making the Super Inviso bases. So I'd like to do a dinosaur scenario I'd like to do a dinosaur hunting scenario where the plot points are kind of scattered around the table. And what the plot points do is they create a perilous area. Oh, this bubble water makes me burp. It creates a perilous area on the table when you complete the plot point, whatever it is. It puts a perilous area on the table, and then if you can lure the dinosaur through that, it injures it automatically. Now, it's still perilous for player characters to move through it, but the monster, because it sets up basically a trap specifically for the dinosaur, it's still dangerous for you as well. But if the dinosaur goes through it, then it causes possibly like an automatic injury on it. And so that would give you a reason to try and coax the dinosaur around the table, especially if it's sitting at a big like D12 health. Those things can be, especially if it's armored and all that sort of thing, that can be kind of borderline really tough to take out. So you're trying to coax it around the table and lure it through these spots, these traps that injure it. And then once you get it all the way around, then you have to, get the shackles on it or whatever at the end of it. So it's a scenario that I've wanted to do for a while. These are delicious. It's a scenario that I've wanted to do for a while. And big thank you to David and Kyushu. And now maybe I have a reason to go ahead and do it. It is easier for Dave to make them. Yeah. No, I guess. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So what do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about a dinosaur scenario and there's traps that you have to kind of wander through? I think it'll be fun. We'll just have to see if I can put it together. We've played it a few times, but I keep rewriting it and trying different things. My son is headed to Southeast Australia at the end of March. Well, awesome. What kind of dino do you use? Well, whatever. It really doesn't matter what you use. I typically use, I have a dinosaur that I stole from Mila a long time ago that is suitably, it's just an old plastic toy. And I don't even think that I necessarily did much to it. But we used to use it as the Great Ganga in the Perilous Island scenario and stuff like that. Is it like an allosaur or something like that? Obviously, it's way out of scale for that, but it's just, it would probably work as, a Tyrannosaurus sort of scale sort of thing. But I think the dinosaur, it's this model, this toy, if I remember right, I think it might be an allosaur. But, like those things don't really matter to me. It's just finding something that's close in scale. And you could just as easily do, you know, some other dinosaur. It could just as easily be um, a T-Rex. Not a T-Rex. Yeah, if you have a T-Rex that's close in scale, it could just as easily be some sort of Triceratops sort of thing. You know, it doesn't really matter what it is, but uh, so that would be fun to try and it's something I've been wanting to try rework and write up again. So I think it would be a fun one to do. Um, Vern is playing on Sunday. Don't have a scenario figured out. We need to start talking about Pulpalooza 2025 again and figure out if we can get an idea where we would like to do it. If we're gonna do it, you know, another one later this year. We got to kind of get a figure that out. My favorite dinosaur measure to use is Terrorbird. Yeah, those are fun. Those are fun. Good. Make it so. A young T-Rex. Dinosaurs at Hobby Lobby are awesome. You can get them on sale. Yep. Yep. They have some Schleich and different, you know, Schleich-like stuff, you know. Um, you can get them at Woods or different places like that. Different places will have those sort of things. So start thinking about. I think last time we kind of. So are there dragons? Yeah, and they actually now, like, are doing a bunch of like fantasy sort of style stuff as well, not just the dragons, but actually like they had like this cool lava monster or rock golems or rock giants sort of thing. So those I had my eye on last time we went through there too, and I was checking those out, going, I could get that into play. I want to show you some of this stuff that I've been working on. Check this out. And we'll have some really short videos that are coming out about this as well. I'm gonna have to kind of wrap this up before too much longer, but I wanted to show you some of these guys. Um, so these are the North Star Tribals. So I got about 5 of those put together now, and I like them, and I'm kind of leaning towards these. I don't know. I don't know. And then I'm kind of comparing them to the War Games Atlantic Aztecs also, which I think these would be cool too to use in the Lost World of Lemuria. You know, possibly even on Perilous Island using something like this. You know, and back in the 1930s when you did those Lost World scenarios, you know, you would have crazy stuff in there. You could just as easily do, you know, Romans or Persians or, you know, whatever could be the different people. So I like these. They're a little bit bigger. See, the thing about the North Star stuff is I think they're a little on the small side, which isn't a big deal, but they are a little bit on the short side. And I think I've noticed that about a lot of the North Star stuff. I'm not sure that their sci-fi stuff is that way, but a lot of this sort of stuff, a lot of the stuff that they use for those games that they support, they're just a little bit on the slight side. They're just a little bit small. So that I think the Aztecs are actually a little bit more sized, a little bit more appropriately to, you know, our figures. Now Ramjit's actually one of our taller figures, so that might not be a good example. He's probably Phantom Ace really isn't a big fellow. So that he's about the same size right there. He's about the same size as Phantom Ace, I think. So I haven't decided yet. I'll have to ask you guys what you think. I got one of these cool knights. Now these are available as a single sprue. I gave him this big heroic pose, this ridiculous pose where he's got his shield back behind him and it's just like egging people on. A very silly thing to do. You know, keep your shield in front of you, silly boy. But kind of interesting. I hope I'm on the right camera. Am I? Okay, yeah. And then here's the werewolf. So these are available now as a single sprue. So if you don't need a box of 30 of them, you can just get I think it's 6 on a sprue, maybe 5, somewhere in that, 5 or 6. But these are really nice. I like these, and I think I like the poses and everything. Really cool. So these are the werewolves. Check that out. And the thing that I liked about these werewolves are they're not huge. They're not just gargantuan. They are actually, if you put this up against this knight, the werewolf's all hunkered over and kind of bent down. But look at that. It's is that focusing? Okay. Um they're just not huge werewolves. They're like human-sized werewolves, which is kind of interesting. Um, and I know somebody was asking. I think it was Red Mist was asking about these heavy troopers and talking about what kind of scale they were against like 40K figures. And this is a free figure that it gave me when I went into a 40K store or a Games Workshop store recently. Maybe like a couple of years ago, actually. It's recent to me. I don't know if this is like a regular Space Marine, because this boy looks beefy. I don't know if this is what their regular Space Marines, because now they have like different versions or types of Space Marines or something. I don't know. I can't keep up with it. I gave up years ago. Bless their heart. They're still cranking along, but yeah, I don't know. So I went ahead and threw this guy together just so I was gonna put together one of these heavy troopers, one of these heavy trooper guys or ladies, whatever it is. Because they have cool helmets. Look at that helmet that he has on there, like a jousting knight sort of helmet. And then the other helmet is almost reminiscent of a Weremark or something like that sort of style helmet. Up here. Look at those. Yeah. What's that anime? Jiro or something like that that has those cool armored troopers like that with their big MG blasting out. Really cool. So anyway, I'm gonna try to get one of those put together. Again, those are available as a single sprue over on the Pulp Alley store. So we've got a bunch of those available right now. Been having fun putting them together, so we're going to have videos on those here and there. I guess that's it for tonight. Let me look at my list. Pulpalooza 2025, we are accepting bids for, where we want to hold it this year. Eggs are expensive. Don't egg people on. Mm-hmm. Adam says, Kit bash them together. Lost conquistadors mixed with Aztec tribes. Interesting, interesting. Sooner we can pin down the dates and locations, sooner people can start planning. Absolutely, Bob. That is what I agree. So, depending on where we do it, we need somebody with boots on the ground that is going to make it happen. Right, regardless of where we do it, if we do it down, if we do it over in Albuquerque again, we know we can count on David Lowe to get everything set up and make it happen for us over there. So if we decide to do it somewhere else, we have to know that whoever's going to say, why don't you do it here, that they are also prepared to make that event happen for us, because it's not like we can go there ahead of time and, do all of that sort of thing. So somebody has to step up. If you want it to happen in your neck of the woods, then you have to make it happen. So very interesting. Primus Marines dwarf the port. So is that, you think that one's like a Primus Marine? Is that what their big guys are called now? I've haven't been able to keep up on the lore. Ad on YouTube. That last 15 seconds. That's the new standard size Marine. Oh, so that's just like the normal size? How about Costa Rica? That would be nice. I don't see why we couldn't do Costa Rica. Although I am on the no-fly list, so but, What may be needed for the next one should continue the conversation. Yeah. Yeah, and it's okay to continue the conversation on the main Facebook group as well, because we have more people there. So, Jiro. Ad, not ad. Yeah, the wolf. The I don't remember what that translated to or what they called it in English, but yeah, it was interesting. I really liked that one. That was good. Good anime. Good hot sauce in Costa Rica. Yeah. Yeah, I had some friends that worked in Costa Rica for quite a while. I think there's it's I think it's pretty lovely down there. But again, that might not be the best. That we'll definitely think about it. Now they are standard marine. Interesting. Anywho, so put your thinking caps on. Think about that. Big thank you to David from Kyusha for the lovely box of the lovely cookies. Vern on Sunday. Think about the dinosaur scenario. If you're not a subscriber, get subscribed. And that's it. I guess that's it. Bye, everybody. I love yous. Oh, it makes me burp. That bubble water. I'll see you next time, everybody. Bye. That's it, boys and girls.